Here are a series of short little video vignettes showing my current setup for the Wakespeed and the REC. I have two Wakespeeds attached to the main engine. Left one here is for the 24-volt start battery alternator system. This Wakespeed is for the large 98 series Balmar that charges the house bank. Currently everything is turned off. This is the base setup where I have the Wakespeed plugged into the VE.Can port with the terminator. Here is the Cerbo screen. I go into the VE.Can port. I have VE.Can and CAN bus BMS 250 kilobits a second. NEMA 2000 out is turned on. Unique number identity is set to 1 automatically. Devices, I don't know whether this is correct or not. I am now plugged in the REC-BMS RJ45 into the VE.Can bus. With the REC-BMS plugged into the VE.Can port, I would have thought it would have showed up on the device list, but it's not. Go into settings. Here are my settings for DVCC. I don't see any change in devices showing up anywhere. Wait a minute, what just happened here? Oh, that's the Cerbo, okay. And what is this? I'm not sure what this is. But shouldn't the Wakespeed and the REC-BMS show up in the device list? The next series of tests with the REC and the Wakespeed will be with the power turned on. And with the with the ignition turned on, the house battery Wakespeed fires up, but I don't see anything coming from and no lights blinking on the Wakespeed. And this is with the REC-BMS and the Wakespeed both plugged into the VE.Can port. And with the engine running, tach is not running. I'm seeing volts. Okay, I don't see the Wakespeed for the start battery and the start Balmar. Again, this is the setup. And with the engine running, now the volts have dropped. Still no tach. Okay, it's showing that the Wakespeed is offline. I'm now going to plug in the Android tablet to the Wakespeed to see what I can see. Now with the Android tablet plugged into the start battery Balmar Wakespeed, I now have RPMs where I didn't before. Volts look like they should. I'm going to give it a bit more juice, throttle I mean, see if I can get the alternator output. RPMs have come up and I'm now getting more voltage. I'm now going to check the Android app. Okay, with RPMs up, I'm getting 23 amps. It's bouncing around a little bit. Somewhere between 750 and 850 RPMs is when that Balmar kicks in. So with the throttle back down, the alternator is not putting out any amps, which I think makes sense. But I'm still not seeing the REC, and the Wakespeed says not connected. What's strange is that the REC app is showing 4.6 amps going in, whereas the Android app shows 19 amps coming out of the alternator. So I'm not sure what that means here. And here are the settings for the main engine start Wakespeed. Okay, I've now moved the REC-BMS cable over to the CAN bus. I put terminators in both of the open ports. Now, it looks like I'm seeing the BMS here, which is strange. And here it's now showing the BMS and the Wakespeed not connected. So I'm now going to power on or turn on the ignition. The ignition is on with the new setup. The voltage is higher than before. So now it looks like I see the main engine still, the main engine start battery. I also see the Wakespeed here, so that's progress. But nothing showing up here. Okay. Again, the house battery Wakespeed has fired up, but I see nothing coming from the start battery Wakespeed. So with the engine running, it looks like the voltage just came up, but still no RPM. We'll go downstairs and plug in the Android app, see what happens. At idle, 700 RPMs. Doesn't look like I'm getting any power out of the alternator, which makes sense. I don't see any evidence that the Wakespeed is working. RPMs. I'm showing 5 amps coming in on the REC app, and about 23 amps being produced by the ME Start alternator. But this is only with the app plugged in. Okay, now I'm going to go into settings. I'm going to go to DVCC. Controlling BMS. Let's see if I switch it to this. Now what happens? Okay, this is only happening with the app plugged in. So this tells me that the BMS and the Wakespeed aren't talking to each other. Okay, the engine's turned off, the ignition's turned off. I still have the Android app plugged into the Wakespeed. So obviously there is no output with the engine turned off. The voltage did come up because it was charging, for a little bit anyways. As far as my settings, just trying to document everything I can. In case there's some obscure setting that I've either misconfigured or haven't set yet. Okay, so now
February 2nd at 4 p.m. We're about to start Meltemi's main engine. We're documenting both wake speeds and how the service wake speed on the right is functioning, while the small alternator wake speed on the left is starting in the ramp to bulk stage and then shutting off. All right, Bill, go ahead. So it looks like it started in the idle stage for the engine alternator. Did not make it to ramp to bulk like the service is now doing. And it is now shut off. So now we have disconnected the House alternator's wake speed regulator to see if the triggering voltage off the brown wire is not strong enough to do both wake speeds at the same time. Okay, go ahead, Bill. We are going to do another startup with the House alternator regulator disconnected and the main engine small alternator regulator connected. The change was the CAN cable for the main engine alternator regulator is now connected to the VE.Can port.
No, it's the REC we moved over.
As well as the REC-CAN cable is also connected to the VE.Can port now. Before it was connected to the BMS-Can port. All right, Bill, go ahead.
Okay, with the House battery Wakespeed disconnected and the start battery Wakespeed just blinking green, and both the REC and the Wakespeed on the VE.Can bus, nothing is showing connected here. So I am confused now.